This represents Brazil more than what?
More than samba.
More than feijão. Well, that is good news, but it's only half the battle because we need to do a PCR test now. All right, so we're up early and we're here in George Street in Edinburgh City Centre. We're here because, and this is the first time we've left the house in about a week. We're here because we need to do a very important PCR test. And a lot of you guys know who've been watching my channel for years that my other half Tekka is from Brazil. Because of the pandemic, she has not been able to go home. As a lot of you guys know who've been watching my channel for a few years, my other half Tekka is from Brazil and we haven't been home to her family in a long time because of the pandemic, which has been really frustrating. And we basically haven't been able to. And I know a lot of people around the world are in a similar situation. But this year we thought, you know, let's try and go for Christmas. So we booked a ticket quite a while ago for the 24th of December. That was before we knew about this whole new variant situation. And anyway, we booked the ticket and we were set to go. But since this new variant over the last 2 weeks, you know, kind of 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas, has kicked off here in the UK, it's all went berserk. And, you know, the thing is spreading like wildfire. And so to leave the house here in Scotland is a bit like running the gauntlet. In the last week or two, I know loads and loads of people have tested positive, and you know, the majority of them haven't even really had symptoms as such, even very mild ones. And a lot of people didn't even know they had it, and then they tested positive. And the problem with that is, you know, it's not that we're really scared of catching it anymore because we've all had all the jabs and all the rest of it. But if you test positive on the lateral flow, then you have to be in 10 days isolation. And so if we tested positive over the last week, which seems like it would have been very likely if we'd been leaving the house and going out to bars or going to even the supermarket, then we would have missed this trip. And let me tell you, the flights this Christmas have been the most expensive I have ever known them to go to Brazil. And in fact, there was only one day that we could actually, you know, afford to go because it was the only day that was reasonably, you know, too expensive, which was on Christmas Eve, meaning that we arrive, you know, flying overnight, meaning we arrive on Christmas Day in Brazil. And that was the only day that the flights were kind of, you know, they were still very expensive, but the only day that, you know, we could kind of afford it. So basically what I'm saying is we couldn't afford to get stuck because of, you know, a positive test. That would have meant that we would miss this trip and we probably would have lost the money for the flight as well, which would have just been a disaster, you know. Like I said, we haven't seen my other half's family in so long and we've been really looking forward to this. But it really seems with this variant that there's so many people are catching it without even really doing anything. Like, they're just going out their house. And so, like I said, it's really like running the gauntlet. Now we've got an appointment with the pharmacy, and if we get a PCR test and it comes back negative, then we get the certificate to say that we can fly. And these are all the hoops that you have to jump through right now to make sure you can travel. Things are closing in around us here in Scotland and in the rest of the UK. Cases are so high that they've just announced last night that the Hogmanay celebrations in Edinburgh, the Hogmanay New Year's Eve celebrations, which are, you know, I talk about them a lot on my channel. I've posted a lot about it on my channel. They have at the last minute been cancelled, which, you know, a lot of people are very disappointed about, unfortunately. And I did worry that, you know, with so many people testing positive over the last few weeks, it might affect airlines. We might end up, you know, with pilots and air crew all testing positive and them having to cancel flights. And I did look about trying to bring the flight forward, but it was just too expensive. So, you know, we're kind of, like I said, running the gauntlet. Last minute, we need to get this test and we need to test negative, and then we need to, fingers crossed, that in 2 days' time the flights don't have any problems and we can go. We're flying from Edinburgh here down to London, and then from London we're doing an overnight flight to Sao Paulo in Brazil, and then from Sao Paulo we're actually flying south. But I'll tell you all about that later on. Today we're in Edinburgh, in George Street, early morning to do our PCR test. It's pretty cold in Edinburgh this morning, like 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. Tech is always getting me in trouble for not dressing up appropriately enough. I've only got a hoodie on. That's how I like to keep it, to be honest. I don't like walking around in big jackets. But I'm feeling cold, my hands are freezing. That's that done. Get the hat off. Always feels like a little small violation every time you do a PCR test. it's quite unpleasant. But we've done it. Hopefully we'll be waiting on the results now within 24 hours. We'll get a negative test and then we'll be all set to go to Brazil for Christmas. Fingers crossed. Can't tell, but I'm smiling, I'm happy, and that is because we made it to Heathrow in London, and that means we tested negative, which is obviously a good thing. We took a flight this afternoon from Edinburgh down here to London, where we're going to be waiting for the next 2 or 3 hours, and then we're catching a flight here, British Airways, overnight, 12-hour trip from here to Sao Paulo. And we'll be arriving there at sometime early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and then we will be flying again tomorrow morning down south of Brazil. Anyway, it's good news. We made it onto the plane, tested negative, and we're on our way to Brazil for Christmas. Very exciting. Don't know if you can see there behind me, but that is like the tarmac with all the planes and stuff. It is raining extremely heavily, and it has been since we arrived. So good to know we're leaving somewhere rainy and we're going somewhere that is hopefully a lot sunnier and a lot drier. I've never flown over a holiday before, so today, I'm not posting this video on Christmas or anything like that, but today is Christmas Eve. It is the 24th. I've never flown this time before, and what I will say is Heathrow Terminal 5, which is one of the busiest terminals and one of the busiest airports in the world, I think in the top 10 or something like that, it's empty. It's absolutely dead. Also, Edinburgh Airport was dead. Bought myself a new pair of sunglasses for Christmas. We also got something which is pretty cool. We didn't get it yesterday, we didn't buy it today, but we bought AirTags, which is like a little GPS tracking device, and we put that in our suitcases so that we know exactly where our suitcases are. I think that is, I'm obsessed with this technology. So I can now follow via GPS our suitcases, so that if they get lost or if they are forgotten, I'll know where they are. And I can tell the other airline, listen, I can see my suitcase. If you lose it, you're in trouble. Anyway, a few more hours to wait and then we're off on our way. Now, one thing you guys probably don't know about me is I'm a massive airport and airplane geek. So I love sitting here just watching the planes. I could do it all night. Anyway, we're going to be tired tomorrow. We're going to be very tired. I'm not sure how much in the Christmas spirit we're going to be. I also bought myself a wee whiskey as well, so we can have a wee dram maybe tomorrow and maybe on New Year's Eve as well.
Flight time is 11 hours and 10 minutes. Some stage after takeoff will be switch off the seatbelt sign. We do ask when you're seated, you keep your belts fastened just in case we encounter any unexpected turbulence.
Well, we have arrived, and thank goodness for that. Welcome to Brazil. It has been, wow, a heck of a couple of days here in the south of Brazil. We are in a place called Itapema in Santa Catarina state, which is really, really far down the south of Brazil. There's only one more state south of here until you reach Uruguay. Pretty far down. And we're in my in-laws' place. It's really, really nice here. As you can see from behind me, this is in the balcony. That there is the ocean. The beach is right there, about a 10-minute walk away. But I must apologise because there's a lot of blanks to be filled in since the last time I spoke on camera, because it was a bit of a journey from hell, to be honest. We flew from, first of all, Edinburgh to London, as you saw, and then from London we flew overnight at Heathrow to Sao Paulo in Brazil. And what I didn't show you guys on film was that that was the journey from absolute hell. It looked quiet in the airport at Heathrow, and that's because it was. And that is because something like 300 flights had been cancelled. So there was nobody in the airport, and I didn't even know this at the time. But when we got to our flight, they were calling on the microphone speaker thing saying that the flight was actually full. And indeed it was. It was so full. There wasn't a single space on the plane. It was entirely cramped. And it was just a really awful experience. I didn't sleep at all. So I was sleep deprived. Noisy dogs. So I was totally sleep deprived. Very, very sleep deprived. And then I got a terrible headache, which turned into a migraine during the flight. And like I said, I was exhausted. We landed in Sao Paulo in Guarulhos airport, which is a massive airport. And the queue at immigration was about an hour long, and it was hot and it was sweaty and I was bothered. This was Christmas morning by that time. And I just wasn't really feeling up to much, had a terrible migraine. And then we had another flight to catch from Sao Paulo down to here in Santa Catarina state, which took about an hour. And at that stage, I was absolutely out of it. I was exhausted, no sleep, and I had this killer migraine. And I had no access because stupidly I forgot to put my tablets for headaches in my main suitcase, so I didn't have them. So I was in pain, I was suffering, and I did not want to film anything for this vlog at all. But we arrived, that was Christmas Day. I went for a nap and I woke up feeling a lot better. And it's now been 24 hours after that, and I've had a chance to catch up on sleep. And I feel a damn sight better. It's all good now. I'm alive, I feel human, and we've managed to catch up with all of our family down here. My other half Tekka has seen her family, and it's been great, it's been lovely. And we had Christmas dinner together, we opened presents, and we even went to the beach already. Beach here, honestly, it's right there. Down there is a beach. They're building a new apartment block right there, but just down there is the beach, and it's lovely. And I can see myself on this trip, because we're going to be here for a couple of weeks, I can see myself going down there like almost every day, either in the morning or nights, and to go for a wee swim. The water is nice and warm, and it's just generally very beautiful here. And Itapema is the name of the city. And I'm very, very happy to be here. The weather is warm, you know, it's about 26, 27 degrees. At the moment, it is currently afternoon. We've been eating good, we've had barbecue, lots of Brazilian meat, as you do when you're in Brazil. Pão de sal com manteiga, queijo e café. And we've just generally had a really good experience so far. I haven't filmed much since we've got here, to be honest. I've still been recovering and trying to get my energy levels back after that exhausting trip. It really was a trip from hell. British Airways, not a good experience, to be honest. The food was not good, and you know, it was noisy, it was uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and I didn't sleep a single wink. But you know, we are blessed and privileged to have been able to travel this time with no mishaps, the flight wasn't cancelled, and we made it to Teca's home in Brazil for the first time in 2 years, which is a blessing. So we're very, very grateful for that. I'm grateful to catch up with our family, her mum and dad, her sister and her brother-in-law are all here as well. So a big family get together. Her parents have actually moved from Espírito Santo state, which is way up in the north. Not really north in Brazil, it's still considered southeast, but it's far up north from here. They've recently moved from there to here in the south of Brazil, and, you know, literally in the last few weeks. So it's a bit new for us. We've never been to this place before, we've never been to this state before. It's literally all new, but we're taking it day by day and seeing if we can get out and about and seeing what we can see, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys some things as well while we're here. And I'm looking forward to getting out exploring and just enjoying the beach really. A couple of first impressions of Santa Catarina state. It seems a bit more organised here than other places in Brazil that I've been. It seems a bit safer. You know, I can very comfortably walk along here on my own at night even on the beach and nothing bad's going to happen whatsoever. I can be almost guaranteed of that. This here is Brazil for me. Palm trees there behind me. Got the beach there with the waves and lots of people on it playing like beach tennis and drinking coconut water. You've got the pathway there where everybody's walking and running. Apartments on the beach with lots of bars and stuff like that. That fire sunset. This for me is Brazil. I love it. Can't believe that sunset, look at that. It's like fire. That is so beautiful. The sunsets here on the beach in Brazil are so special. And this is right in the middle of the town here, right in the city centre of Itapema. Quite hot and sweaty on the beach now. So we're looking for somewhere to eat ice cream or something like that. We're on the main strip here. This is a place called Meia Praia, which is like Middle Beach or something like that. And it's basically the main throughway, the main street here. It's absolutely rammed. So much going on here. Loads of little shops. We're just looking here so we can buy a beach chair for tomorrow. So much construction going on here. So many new and like really fancy looking buildings. And they're all like 50 stories high. This place comes alive at night. It's like walking on New York in Manhattan at night with a beach. I love the fact as well that it's really hot at night as well. There's no wind at the moment, so it's got really hot and everybody's just on the beach and going for a swim. I wish I had my swimming shorts on because I'd be doing the same. Hey. That clown on the back of the bus is called Fofão. It's the first time I've seen him in real life. This represents Brazil more than what?
More than samba.
More than feijão. It's so weird seeing Christmas decorations, like snowy Christmas decorations, snow on the tree in a tropical country. Look at Santa there. I love it. Hey kitty. Hey kitty. Yeah. Good morning from Brazil. It is 7:57 in the morning. Thought I'd take myself to the beach early morning with everyone else who's doing the same thing and go for a bit of a run. One of the many reasons I come here to Brazil and absolutely love the place. All these people on the beach exercising. The sea is nice and calm in the morning, it's not too hot. It's absolutely beautiful this morning. I'm out for an early morning run. My plan while I'm here is to try and get a little bit fit. The way I'm going to do that is be able to wake up in the morning early, 6-7 o'clock, come out to the beach and go for a jog. It is gorgeous. Wow, let's go. Oh, I'm wiped out now. That is a good way to work out. I'm sweating. Love it. What a morning, what a day. It was quite an adventurous drive up and over a hill, off-road, up and over a hill and back down again. I'm wearing my big wide hat today because I don't want to get burned, but apparently there's a really nice beach here. We're going to go and check it out, so it might be worth the drive and effort. Sure how much you're going to hear of me because it is pretty windy. We're here on the beach tonight, going for a wee walk. It's safe, it's warm, it's comfortable, and it's summertime. And you know, I know a lot of people are struggling in the UK right now because of the virus situation is out of control at home, you know, and everybody's kind of almost basically in a stage of lockdown, and we're lucky enough to be out and about and enjoying ourselves. So like, I do feel absolutely privileged, and I know that. You know, we've spent our last couple of years basically not doing much, not travelling and not coming to see Tekka's family either, so I think it's fair to say that we needed this, really needed this to get away for a while. And we're going to be here for 4 weeks exactly. We'll be coming back at the end of January, so we'll be able to spend good time with Tekka's family. You know, it's even good here because they've got lights, big floodlights on the top of the beach, so you can see us. But like I said, it's pretty windy right now, so hopefully it's not messing the sound up too much. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to be doing a couple of videos here on this second channel, taking you through what I'm up to while I'm here, enjoying the food, enjoying the beach, the warm weather. What I love here as well, this part of Brazil, is like, it is night time, and you would think, like a lot of people say, you know, Brazil's dangerous and all that, and it can be in some places, but you know, we are alone, me and Tekka, on the beach at night. And we're fine, it's not dangerous. Like, I don't feel scared. I'd like to know in the comments what type of things you'd like to see when I'm here in Brazil. What type of stuff you're interested in from my trip here. What would you like to know about Brazil? And I'll shoot some videos about it. Because it is quite a special and unique place. And I know like a lot of people from around the world have never been here and probably will never get to come here. So hopefully through these videos I can show you some cool things. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you've had a really good Christmas and are about to have a really good New Year as well with your family and friends. And I will speak to you all again really, really soon. So take care and have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you are in the world.